Alright, so this is the next step right here. I'm trying to get a comfortable amount of aluminum or whatever. This is a Void Extractor, multi-block structure or whatever. Doesn't typically look like this. I put all the slabs on just for aesthetic purposes and all that. But this is my way into getting a large amount of aluminum or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So inside this barrel, coming from the output is all the important rocks. It's 6 different types of rocks. It's just regular coal, some gold, which is not easy to get in this pack, so this is definitely a good source of gold or whatever. This is the most important right here. Sort of like this is how you get aluminum. You process it down to get aluminum out of that, and aluminum is the base metal that you need to make MV machines, medium voltage machines, which is the next technological tier up. And petlindite, this is nickel right here, so this is another important rock. Regal is an important rock. I gotta check the recipes or whatever and look at it again. And then silver down here. Silver is also important, like really important as well. And in order to run this machine or whatever, you need right here. You need drilling fluid. This is the actual bottleneck for this multi-block. So it's easy to run this machine because it only runs at 30 EU per tick, so that's not even a problem. I'm just running that off of one of these modules right here, one of these modular generator systems right here, and have that connected to a battery box and all that. You know what I'm saying? And it's enough to keep this running easily, so I could build up multiple of these. Like I'm thinking about maybe 3 more, have 4 of them or whatever. But the bottleneck, like I said, is gonna be the actual drilling fluid. So in order to make that, it actually starts with seeds. So I got a multi-block, GT multi-block for farming or whatever, all the way at another section of my base or whatever, and it's it's pumping out a lot of pumpkins and all that. So you send it into a macerator and all that. That's how you get the seeds out. Take the seeds out, throw it in this barrel up here, and that's gonna run it through an extractor right here. The extractor is making seed oil, so I'm sending that over into a fluid cell, pulling out through a fluid pipe and going into a brewery down here. You just add a little bit of redstone on top of this, and it makes about 20 megabytes, not 20 megabytes, 20 millibuckets of lubricant. You take the lubricant, and then you run the lubricant. This is also lubricant right here. Run the lubricant through a mixer. So take water and lubricant and pulling the water out from the aqueous accumulator over there. And this is the first two. The third ingredient to actually make drilling fluid is actually stone dust. So over here, that's out of power. This is out of power. Over here, I'm washing crushed tin ore. It could be any type of ore. You know what I'm saying? Because the main component that you need is actually stone dust, which I already used. But this is washes down and gives you the byproducts. You know what I'm saying? So this is the main product that you're gonna get out of washing your ores. I'm washing tin right now, and then I'm getting a little bit of iron out there, and then I start getting stone dust out of that. I gotta fill up the redstone cell or whatever. And the stone dust, you take that stone dust, you throw it into a basic mixer. It's gonna mix all together and then makes drilling fluid right here. So I have 407 buckets of this. Let me 407 buckets of drilling fluid. So if I take that down here, throw it in here, you can hear the machine pop back on, and it's gonna start running and doing whatever it's gotta do. So 407 buckets is good. It's for maybe like an hour and a half or some change. I gotta do the math on that because this burns through drilling fluid extremely fast. You know what I'm saying? But that's basically it for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm right there to make aluminum. Next step is I don't really have to make sand because I'm already automating that, but I have to process a lot of sand in order to get certain scores so I can start applying logistics. That's what I really want to get to. I want to mess around with applied logistics, and maybe I mess around with the frogs, but I'm really trying to still make this little power system right here for both of the EBFs still more efficient, so I can still get more steel faster. It's not all the way there, it's partially the way there. And the little steam setup that I set up last time with all the steam boilers and all that is part of it. to speed up this little system right here, because everything else here runs fine, no issues, except for the double EBFs. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of power. You know what I'm saying? And it starts struggling after a while. But anyway, all that's future plans or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Over here is like it's a little bit of a mess on a platform or whatever. But these are all basic components that I need. And over here is I had an issue making the diodes, but I found out an important what's the name, so I can basically take this down. So my thought was that I can actually run MV recipes in LV machines, and I was gonna use a diode, of course, from a redstone flux cell or whatever. Send that to a converter. I have 16x converters or whatever. Throw some sodium batteries in there or lithium. I have lithium batteries right there. Throw lithium batteries into a battery box or whatever, and send all the power through a diode. And a diode basically limits the amperage, just like a funnel or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So if you send it out 16 amps, but you only want 2 to run into a machine and whatever to run a recipe, you can use a diode. And that's what I was trying to set up for, until I figured out that I couldn't make diodes. I couldn't make diodes because you need wafers, silicone wafers, and there was another component or whatever, ingredient or whatever, that I couldn't make because it was impossible to make that at the tier that I'm at now. Limitations with the machines, with LV machines and recipes and all that. And then I found out later on, through a little bit of research or whatever, that you can't. It wouldn't matter anyway, because you can't make MV recipes in LV machines. You can only make MV recipes in MV machines. It doesn't matter if you power up or power down. You know what I'm saying? Power up with a right here, voltage transformer. That's what I forgot to mention in the whole little recipe I was talking about. You gotta you have to power up. So if you send in like what's this? So you send in 4 amps at LV, you can make 1 amp. That'll turn into 1 amp at MV. So that was my whole little thing, but you still need the diode. You know what I'm saying? Because I tried the method without the diode, and all I was doing was blowing up machines. I blew up 2 of them trying to do that. So another little lesson, like I said, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's always lessons or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And on to bigger and brighter things.